From flying helicopters to running an automotive business to becoming the sheriff, lifelong Thumb resident Kelly Hanson has had a very interesting life. Thumb magazine wanted to see what a day in the shoes of the Huron County Sheriff is like. We were interested in how Sheriff Hanson got his start with the Sheriff's Department and found that it was his love of aviation and helicopters that got him started back in high school.
The sheriff at the time, Richard Stoken, was a family friend. I got him to let me go for a ride in the department's helicopter. I volunteered 2 summers while I was in school as a deckhand in the Marine Division. The guy I worked with was the department pilot, so when the helicopter flew, I got to go. And then worked my way between the family's business and here on the weekends into a full-time position when I got out of school. I've served as out on the water as a Marine officer. I've served as we used to call ourselves turnkeys, which are people that are working up there now are called corrections officers. I've served as a road deputy. I've worked in a lot of places of this place and care an awful lot about how law is enforced in the community.
Kelly's passion for law enforcement was the catalyst for him becoming the sheriff. Having been the sheriff for over a year now, Kelly shared with us how he ended up here.
What made me get involved in this was all the controversy that was going on in 2008. I made the decision on a Friday night to seriously consider, and I had till Tuesday to file. I was the president of the family's business. I and my father had to sit down and talk about it that Saturday. He was behind me. I filed on that Monday, and this, within days of making the decision. I wasn't sitting there for years planning out my attack on politics. I mean, I didn't even like talking publicly. I certainly didn't like my picture being taken. Everybody was behind me, knowing that I was behind what I was saying. Every once in a while on the wall there hangs my campaign announcement. I honestly will read that just to make sure that I'm still doing what I said I was going to do.
There are 50 constitutional duties for the sheriff, which include overseeing the Marine Division, road patrol, civil process, budgets, grant writing, just to name a few. Hanson talked with us about his biggest responsibility.
The biggest part of the sheriff's job is running this jail. You have this morning we have 64 people in our 70-bed facility. Of those 64, 21 people are paying rent to be up there. That's the biggest part of our budget, is that jail also. We spent over $130,000 last year just on inmate medical. And in one of the duties of the sheriff is that he's personally responsible for those people.
With so much going on, we were curious what a typical day looks like for the sheriff.
There's been very few days that it's been really just sit back, relax, looking for something to do. There really hasn't been any since I've been in this chair here. But I could find myself out on the water here at a moment's notice because of a boating accident. I could find myself at an automobile accident, or I've been summoned upstairs to a fight up in the jail. I've been summoned to disruptions over in the courthouse and the courts. There's nothing that you can just put down in this calendar and follow it right to the T, because it doesn't happen that way.
As a new sheriff, Kelly has brought some positive changes to the office. From extra personnel to new grant monies, he is helping take Huron County into the future of law enforcement. To do this, he is focused on fair enforcement of the law and an open door policy.
I try to keep that door open for the employees that work here to get to me, and I try to keep it open for just a regular citizen who may have a complaint. It may be very minor to us, but it's a major thing to them, and we try to be mindful of that when they come in here. We're here working for the public. We're here to protect life and property. I want to make sure that the law is enforced fairly. I care what happens to the sheriff's office. I take a lot I took a lot of pride over the years in the stuff that I did, and I take a lot of pride in what's going on in this world today.